And hello there, everyone. This is John Crump. And if you're in Virginia, this is great news for you, but it should be good news to everyone because we are all for constitutional rights and we are all for the right to bear arms and we are all against universal background checks. So even though this case only affects Virginia, it might be something that's going to come to a state near you if you have universal background checks. So go ahead and talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump, and this is where we talk about gun news a lot, almost every day. And today we're going to be talking about something out of the great state of Virginia, a Commonwealth of Virginia. Actually, it's not a state, it's a Commonwealth, but whatever. But before we get into that, if you want to help out the scouts, you can do so by going to GiveSendGo, GiveSendGo/997. Pack 997 needs your help. We are a traditional boys or Cub Scout pack that believes that we should have boys only and we should preach conservative values, which is different from a lot of different packs now. But Pack 997, that's what we believe. We are a traditionalist pack and we will stay with that. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to be jumping into the case. The case was not a federal case. It was brought in the state of Virginia, or the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it is Wilson versus Settle. Settle was the head of the Virginia State Police. It was brought by a combination of Virginia Citizens Defense League, led by Phil Van Cleve over there. Great organization. They actually have a meeting at XCal tonight in Ashburn. I might swing by there, but we'll have to see. I got a lot to do. Also, Gun Owners of America, which is GOA, which, I love those guys. Gun Owners Foundation, which is the nonprofit arm of Gun Owners of America. And this case was filed all the way back in 2020. When Democrats took over the Virginia government, they took over the Senate, the House, the governor mansion, the lieutenant governor's mansion, and also the AG's office that have kind of swung back with the governor, lieutenant governor, AG. There's an important election. So if you're in Virginia, I urge you to go out there and vote for Winston Sears. When they did that, they passed some anti-gun laws. One of the anti-gun laws that they passed was universal background checks. In order to transfer a gun between parties, you would have to go to an FFL and go through a background check. That led VCDL, GOA, and GOF to file a lawsuit in a Lynchburg state court. They weren't claiming that it violates the United States Constitution, but it does. What they were claiming is it violates the Virginia Constitution. Virginia has a Second Amendment right themselves that's a little bit stronger than the national Second Amendment, and that is Section 13 or whatever of the Virginia State Constitution. And actually, amendment to the Virginia Constitution, if you want to read it. It's Article 1, Section 13. And basically what the law did, since in order to go through a background check for a handgun, you have to be 21. It prevented everyone from 18 to 20 from getting handguns in Virginia. Now, shortly after the court went through this, they issued a temporary injunction against the law as applied to 18 to 20-year-olds. But you still had to go through a background check if you were 21 or older. As of today, that will no longer be the case shortly. And when I say shortly, I'll explain that in a second. As of today, the court issued a permanent injunction against the state. and is directing the state to file an order stating that universal background checks in Virginia are forbidden. Basically, everything is going back to the way that it was. So you would no longer have to go through an FFL to transfer a gun. Now you can say, can you still be charged? Yes, you can still be charged right now until the order is drafted. I doubt that they will charge you because you'll be convicted or arrested on an unconstitutional charge, and I don't think that they're gonna do that. So basically, universal background checks in Virginia is dead. Once again, this is in a state court, so it's not a national court or a federal court. This is a state court. This is a violation of the Virginia state constitution. It will be interesting to see if this is appealed, and that might have to do with whether we win the elections coming up. We being the pro gun side. Winsome Sears is very pro gun. She's running for governor. So we have to vote for her. We have to vote for Jason Mieres, even though he's not my favorite person, but we have to vote for him over Jay Jones. Jay Jones was the guy that wants to kill Republican kids and Republicans. So that should be a slam dunk there. We have to get those people at least back into office to protect our rights in Virginia. If the Democrats come into office, they will probably appeal this. But we're going to have to see what happens with that. But as of right now, there's still universal background checks in Virginia until the order is written, but no one's probably going to be prosecuted or arrested for it because the order is going to be written to get rid of universal background checks pretty damn soon. The case was reviewed by David Brown, also Rob Olson, the chicken farmer. Yes, the chicken farmer had something to do with this case. So Rob Olson and David Brown are the ones that actually like were the lawyers of record on this case. So, yes, that is what's going on. I'm replacing APs in my office where my studio is. Should have it replaced tonight, and that should increase the signal substantially. So just hang in there. If the signal's not that great, it will be a hell of a lot better fairly shortly. But yeah, that is what's going on. Universal background checks in Virginia have entered its grave. It's in its death spiral, and this is a good ruling that has been long coming. I mean, the case was originally filed on June 22nd, 2020. So this has been around for about 5 years. So we're gonna have to see exactly when everything goes into effect and the order is written, but the order has to come out soon. Ubiquity is a good brand, but no, I'm not using Ubiquity. I'm using some Meraki. So there you go. Uh, and we're gonna see exactly what happens. And Spamberger is just as bad. In fact, when I tried to go to one of her events back in May, they would not let me in because they recognized me. So it was that. That was kind of pathetic. But whatever. It is what it is. So this is a win for Virginia. This is a win for all Virginians. And let's go ahead and build on this. Spamberger is down in the polls. She still has a slight lead, but it's in the margin of error. We're gonna have to have a massive, massive turnout. Early voting starts in 4 days. So yeah, 4 days. So for early voting starts in 4 days in Virginia. So get out there and vote. Winsome Sears is and Jason Mieres are the two most important guys, but go ahead and vote for the Republican for lieutenant governor as well. But Winsome Sears, let's talk about Winston Sears before we go. She is a Jamaican immigrant. She got her citizenship by joining the U.S. Marines. Hoorah! And she is a proud American, very, very proud American. I've spoken to her. She's very, very proud. And she carries around an AR-15 with her. In fact, her official picture from governor her with her AR-15. So in her official campaign picture, she posed with her AR-15. So that should tell you something about Winsome Sears. Great, great person, and she definitely has my vote, and she should have your vote too if you care about gun rights. Because Spanberger hates guns. She is very, very anti-gun. Probably one of the most anti-gun people that we've ever had run in Virginia. And she's also for boys and girls locker rooms, boys and girls sports, and all those social issues that are a big deal to a lot of people out there. She is for that. No, she's not I'm a two-way person, but she is a I don't like guns. I'm not a two-way person. So at least she's honest about it. She's definitely not a two-way person, and she will admit that she's not a two-way person. So, but Winsome Sears is I'm a two-way person. Period. No, but just I'm a two-way person. So Winsome Sears is who you need to vote for. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to get out of here. And yep, she Dark Mavis. She's from Rockery based and stands for our values. She also goes to my church. She has my vote. Dark Mavis from DLD After Dark. DLD After Dark is a great channel. You should listen to them. Also, at the Gundies, they have something called the Micro Influencer of the Year. And I think Flying Rich and DLD After Dark both deserve your votes for that award. So go ahead over to thegundies.com and nominate DLD After Dark and Flying Rich for Micro Influencer of the Year. And while you're over there, go ahead and throw in their Shooting Gallery as well. Shooting Gallery needs to be nominated for those. So those three guys, Shooting Gallery, Flying Rich, and DLD After Dark, should all be nominated for Micro Influencer of the Year at the Gundies, which will be out in Las Vegas during SHOT Show. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. Congratulations to GOA. Congratulations to BCDL. And with that, we are out of here. They have big decks. We're gone.